The worst 4-1 football team in the league, huh? The worst 4-1 NFL football team right now. Go ahead, put it out there in the news, write it in your headlines, talk about it on SportsCenter, say whatever you want. Keep saying that we're the worst this and the worst that, and you know what we're going to keep doing? Stacking up those W's. And that's exactly how myself and the entire Giants fan base feels right now. We're a 4-1 football team after nobody, including myself, I didn't think the Giants would win this game either. Nobody picked the Giants to beat the Packers yesterday, except for a couple of people. I'll give a shout out to them. NYG22, Unpopular Opinion Sports, GNation Inside Sports, Adam Costas, as well as Big Pat Sports Talk. Everybody else picked against us, including the media and the pundits, said that we were going to lose this game. And you know what? The Giants, once again, played gritty. They played hard. They went out there. And they proved again, you need to put this team down. And you need to pretty much finish them off. Because if you even give them the littlest signs of life, this Giants team is going to make you pay. And they did exactly that to arguably the best quarterback in football in Aaron Rodgers. The Giants do it again. 27-22 over the GreenBayPackers. They're still undefeated. I believe Mac said this. Mac, the Giants fan, another great Giants content creator. He said this in his live stream afterwards with the True Blue Aftermath. When he mentioned in his live stream that the Giants are undefeated right now. They are undefeated. And Coach Ed Gladney as well. Another great Giants content creator. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. He even mentioned that the Giants right now, their second home is England. Because his team just doesn't lose there. But the Giants, I mean, man. What else can you say about this team right now? I was one of those fans that went into the season where I was saying, I don't want to get too overhyped. I want to see what this coaching staff can do. I want to see what Daniel Jones can do, Saquon Barkley can do, these playmakers can do, the defense, the coaching staff, everything. I wanted to go into the season not too overly optimistic and not too overly pessimistic. I thought this team could be at least a 7-9, possibly 10-win team, maybe even 11, depending on how they played during the season. And if they were able to pull off tough victories like this. Well, you know what? The way this Giants team is playing so far, and how gritty and how hard they play in the game, how gritty this team is overall, it's not out of the question right now. And I know you take everything game by game. Not saying that we're going to go out there and do this. Take everything game by game because anything can happen in the NFL. But this team right now is showing that if you don't finish them off early in the game, this team knows how to make great adjustments at halftime, come out in the second half, and make you pay. And that's exactly what the Giants did again against Green Bay. Green Bay had their opportunities to finish the Giants off in that first half when they were leading by 14 points when they were up 17-3. And they let the Giants hang around. And all the Giants did is they made their adjustments. Wink Martindale made his adjustments on defense. Mike Kafka made his adjustments on offense. Brian Daboll made his adjustments on the overall schemes of things for the overall team. And this team just went out there and they did what they have been doing pretty much this entire season. There's a question this team could have been 5-0 right now. But you know what? What Giants fan is complaining after this team is 4-1 to start the season? The Giants have as many wins right now than they did all of last year. And this is a Giants franchise that the past 5 or 6 years, we have been starting seasons off 0-3, 0-5, 0-6, 0-4, 0-3. That's what we've been staring at for the past 5 seasons. Besides the mirage that happened back in 2016. And we all know how that ended. This is a different story because this coaching staff is a absolutely tremendous coaching staff. For everybody down the line. Everybody. From the head coach Brian Daboll to Wink Martindale to Mike Kafka to Thomas McGahee, Jerome Henderson, Andre Patterson, Bobby Johnson, Shea Tierney, everybody part of this coaching staff has done a tremendous job to get this team out there well prepared and go out there and make the plays to win the game. And you're getting contributions from guys that you would have never thought would be able to be contributing as well as they are right now. Guys like in the wide receiver corps. The wide receiver corps is a mess right now with the injuries and ineffective play we've had from our supposed star players. And you're getting contributions right now from guys like Marcus Johnson, who's a practice squad call-up, and all he did was make big plays in the passing game. 3 catches for 35 yards on 3 targets. A guy we have been screaming about as Giants fans for weeks. And I'm going to give a shout out to my guy, NYG22, Unpopular Opinion Sports. He, out of everybody, has been the most vocal about this guy playing. And all he did yesterday was make the biggest impact in that passing game. And that, of course, is Darius Slayton, who right now looks like the #1 wide receiver on this team. Not saying he is the #1 wide receiver. He's probably not. He's better as a #2 or a #3 at best. But right now, Darius Slayton is opening up this offense. And he was the first one to point that out and say, why are we not playing this guy? Darius Slayton needs to be a Giant. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Darius Slayton right now is looking like a guy that is making the biggest difference in this offense. Richie James making some small contributions out there. He's doing well. Daniel Bellinger, the tight end on this team. And we have some nice tight ends on this team, but Bellinger especially is looking like a player out there. And he's a guy that Daniel Jones is developing very, very good chemistry with overall. So kudos to Daniel Bellinger. He's getting it done right now. He's one of the few draft picks that is healthy right now, and he's also being able to go out there and play effective. So kudos to Daniel Bellinger. The offensive line had one of the best pass blocking days they've had all season. Sure, there were some hiccups in the first half. Yes, they did. The interior offensive line had some hiccups. John Feliciano was not great in the first half. Glowinski and Bredesen, they had their moments. Though Bredesen, I thought, played a better game overall. But the pass blocking, especially in the second half, gave Daniel Jones enough time to be able to scan the field and find the open targets to make big plays. Whether it's Saquon Barkley coming out of the flat for a 41-yard gain. Whether it's Darius Slayton going out there and getting a big 26-yard catch over the middle. Whether it's Marcus Johnson being able to make some sideline catches over there. Or Daniel Bellinger making some key first down catches over the middle of the field. The offensive line deserves credit too. They did a hell of a job. The defense, I mean, what else can you say about this Giants defense? They just continue to go out there and they just continue to shut people down, especially when teams get to the red zone. When teams get to the red zone against this New York Giants defense, they don't score touchdowns. They mostly have to settle for field goals. That is a kudo right there to Wink Martindale and the way he puts together his defensive schemes, where he's gonna say, you know what? You could drive down the field from the 20 to the 20, that's fine, but when you get in our red zone, you're not scoring touchdowns. We are stopping you right there, and you're gonna have to settle for field goals, and I love that. That's how you win football games, is you make teams settle for field goals, and you don't have them punching in the end zone. Sure, the Giants' defense could be a little bit better. They are absolutely banged up right now in terms of the cornerback position. I mean, we don't know about Aaron Robinson. He might be out for the season. Cordero Flott, he's out. He's been out for the past couple of weeks. Adoree Jackson, unfortunately, got hurt yesterday. He's got a knee injury. We're still waiting on the diagnosis with him. Fabian Morneau got hurt. But look at the guys you're throwing out there right now in that cornerback position. You're having Nick McLeod. You're having Fabian Morneau. You're having guys that were either picked off the street, or you're having guys that are on the practice squad, back-end cornerbacks that are going out there and they're getting the job done. That's a kudos to them, but it's also a big-time kudos to Wink Martindale and the type of defense he's putting together. Our safety position is becoming a strength on this team. Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, Tony Jefferson, Dane Belton, and soon Landon Collins. This safety position is becoming a strength on this New York Giants team. They are not allowing people to get those big chunk yards over the middle as much. They are versatile players, whether they're playing against the run, running up on the outside, or through the middle for the blitz. They are tackling in the open field. This safety position is a strength. Xavier McKinney had a couple of nice knockdowns in the middle of the field. McKinney is playing like a Pro Bowler right now. Julian Love has easily become one of the best glue guy players on this Giants team. Dane Belton is doing the job right now in terms of his coverage. Dane Belton has looked pretty nice. Tony Jefferson, who was just picked off the street not that long ago, he's even coming in there and he's making some plays on defense. And I'm very excited to see what Landon Collins is going to do in this defense. You know he, for a fact, he wants to prove to the league that he can still be a good player. And also the fact he wants to prove to the Giants that they made a mistake a couple of years ago letting him go. And I cannot wait to see Landon Collins, number 21, back on the field for the New York Giants and seeing what he can do for this defense. And then I want to get to the defensive line, the pass rush. I mean, Dexter Lawrence. What else can you say about Dexter Lawrence? This guy just continues to go out there and play great. I mean, he had another sack, a tackle for loss. He was 4th on the team in tackles with 5. Dexter Lawrence continues to just go out there and he just continues to disrupt the offensive line of opposing teams. Dexter Lawrence has played great football. And that's kudos to Dexter Lawrence. And there's a reason why Wink Martindale said this guy is one of his favorite players on the team. Because of plays and the way Dexter Lawrence goes out there and play. And you know what? I would even argue this guy deserves to be extended after this offseason. I know he's playing on the 5th-year option next year. I would actually think about maybe extending Dexter Lawrence after this season because of how well he's played. I mean, I can't wait to see when Leonard Williams comes back too. What he's going to help out with this defense. And then, I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau had his showing out party yesterday. A lot of people are going to go out there and say, you know what? Kayvon Thibodeau didn't get any sacks. Kayvon Thibodeau pretty much didn't get any sacks. He got another. You know what Kayvon Thibodeau did? He was around and near the quarterback the entire time. He knocked down 2 passes. He had 3 tackles in this game. Kayvon Thibodeau was around the quarterback a lot, and I think he's starting to get healthy now from that sprained MCL he suffered in that Bengals game in preseason. Kayvon Thibodeau is going out there right now, and he's playing good football. And I'm thinking right now of what this defense is going to be like when Thibodeau, Ojulari, Williams, and Lawrence are all healthy on that field, and they're playing together as a unit on that defensive line / outside linebacker group. And also kudos to Jahide Ward and O'Shane Ximines. They continue to both play well as well. They're settling into their roles right now. O'Shane Ximines had another sack in this game. Jahide Ward, he continued to play well. The Giants are rotating their defensive linemen and outside linebackers at such a good rate, and that's how you win. You have to make sure you have enough depth on your outside linebacker and defensive line position where you can rotate guys in and out, and you can get them the necessary playing time to go out there and play. And I want to give kudos to the linebacker core, namely Jalen Smith and Tay Crowder, because these guys have made a big difference in the middle of that defense too. Tay Crowder looks like a different player right now because he's not asked to do too much because we brought in Jalen Smith, and it seems like those two just have a really good, strong dynamic with one another at that middle linebacker position. And Jalen Smith has been a godsend since he's come here. 6 tackles yesterday. He was all around the line. He was making big tackles up the middle. Jalen Smith has played great since we brought him in. That's a good signing that Joe Schoen made. And how the hell can we not praise Joe Schoen with what he's done? Joe Schoen has really done a good job finding these gems out there for the Giants to go out there and play on the field, when none of these guys at any point had the business to go out there and play as well as they are right now. And I want to give a special shout out to the 2 guys on the New York Football Giants right now that are the heart and soul of this team. 2 guys that before this offseason, Giants fans were willing, just want to get these guys the hell off this team because they didn't trust them. They were too injury prone. We shouldn't keep them here. Bring in the new guys. You know what? It's time to put the respect onto Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley's name. Both these guys are the heart and soul of this team right now. After Sterling Shepard went out with the injury, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are the heart and soul of this team. Not just the offense, the team. And you see how much and how important these guys are to this team. Saquon Barkley got hurt in the game, and all he did right after he came back in the game is he went in there and he caught a big 41-yard pass that got the Giants all the way near down the goal line in the 3rd quarter. Saquon Barkley just continues to play great football. And he's easily right now a top 3 running back. I would even argue he's the best running back in football again. 13 carries, 40 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. Had another touchdown, including a long run of 40 yards. He had a big catch in this game, like I mentioned a little earlier, with a 41-yard catch, 6 targets. He's still one of the most targeted players on this offense. 3 catches, 36 yards, 12.6 yards per catch. 12 yards per catch. Saquon Barkley is the offense on this team. Saquon Barkley has been fantastic. And Daniel Jones. I have not been one of the biggest Daniel Jones fans out there. A lot of fans want Daniel Jones going. You know what Daniel Jones is? He's a tough son of a bitch. And he's a gritty football player. He listens to what the coaches tell him. He absorbs it in his head. And he learns from it. And he goes out there and he makes plays. Daniel Jones is right now playing mistake-free football. He's going out there. He's making the throws when they are there. He's making big runs. Even yesterday, he busted open his hand. He's got a bad ankle. And all Daniel Jones did is he went out there and he made plays on the field. That's what you ask your quarterback to do. I don't give a fuck right now about stats anymore. I don't care. I don't care if Daniel Jones goes out there and passes for 100 yards or he passes for 300 yards. If Daniel Jones goes out there and he makes the plays to help this team win and he doesn't make plays to help this team lose, then that's my quarterback. 21 for 27, 217 yards. Sure, the average is low, 8.0 yards per carry. Got sacked once for 4 yards. He had a QBR of 75.2. That's not bad. And his quarterback rating, 100.2. Plus, he rushed 10 times for 37 yards. When Barkley went out of the game for a little bit, he had to rush a little bit more, and he just got the job done. He moved the team down the football field with no wide receivers out there, besides Darius Slayton. Backup guys he had. He had a rush of 40, his longest rush was 14 yards, 37 yards overall in the game. And he led this team down the field and he made plays. So right now, of course, there's still 12 games in the season. I want to see what the rest of these guys can do for the rest of the season. But right now, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley need to get the respect that those guys deserve. These guys are the heart and soul of this offense and this team. And it's time for the Giants fans to get behind these guys. Go out there, get behind them, respect these guys, and want to see them succeed. I know I'm preaching what other Giants fans have gone out there and said. But I mean, I'm just looking at what I see on the field. And Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, right now, they are leading this team to wins. Right now, the reason why this team is 4-1 is fantastic coaching all around. The coaching staff is arguably the best coaching staff in the NFL right now. Overall, assistant coaches, head coach, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. The Giants got it right when it came to their head coach. Brian Daboll is a damn good head coach, and I'm so happy we brought him in as our head coach of this football team. The defense has been fantastic. They're a bend but no break defense, but they do never break in that red zone. And Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones have just done everything possible to help this team win on offense. And how, as a Giants fan, can we not be excited right now for the future? Now, we have a very difficult game next week against the Baltimore Ravens. They're a very good team. Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. This guy can get it done with his legs, and he, at times, can get it done with his arm. They have a really good tight end in Mark Andrews. They have a solid running game led by J.K. Dobbins. Their offensive line is not bad when they're healthy. And they have a pretty decent run defense. Their pass defense is suspect. And the way you could beat Lamar Jackson, and we've talked about this last night with the Big Blue crew, and we've all went over the film. Keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Don't let him break out. Don't give up contain on the outside or in the inside. Do not let Lamar Jackson scramble out of the pocket and make plays with his legs. That's what he does best. Just like similar with Justin Fields, except you especially have to do this. And like Mac the Giants fan and Coach Ed Gladney said, discipline. That should be the game plan of this entire week when playing against Lamar Jackson. Discipline. Stay disciplined on that field and do not allow Lamar Jackson to make plays with his legs. And make sure you keep an eye on Mark Andrews at all times in the middle of the field, because that guy is a fantastic tight end. A great, great tight end in the middle of the field. So, it's going to be a difficult game. We're going down to Baltimore. It's not going to be easy, but there's no reason to think this Giants team cannot win. With how they played right now, there's nobody on this schedule that I think the Giants cannot beat. Nobody. There's also nobody on this schedule I think the Giants can't lose to. The schedule is a lot harder than people think. And this is the NFL. And the NFL right now is a very mediocre league. There's no teams right now that you could say is going out there and just absolutely blowing away everybody. So I think it's not out of the question the Giants can have a very, very strong season the rest of this year. 12 games to go. No Giants fan thought this. There's a very few Giants fans that thought we were going to be this good to start the season in a first year of a rebuild. But you know what? Coaching, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and this defense is the reason why this team is 4-1. And also the run-blocking offensive line. So I'm just going to continue to ride the wave with this team. Continue to just get on board, be excited, and just enjoy this season, because it's been a long time coming for myself and every other Giants fan out there. It's been a very difficult 10 years for this team. Let's just go out there and enjoy what we're watching on the football field, and let's hope the success continues the rest of this season. So that's just my thoughts on this game right now. The Giants are 4-1 to start the season as they win this game against the Green Bay Packers yesterday in London, England, 27-22. And now we're off to Baltimore to get ready for a very tough Baltimore Ravens team. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85, where you're going to get New York Giants news, roster and injury updates, chatter, and game recaps for the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short that's going to be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comment section how you guys feeling are about the New York Giants. I know a lot of Giants fans are out there and very giddy right now. Some Giants fans might still be on the fence thinking that this is a mirage. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the worst 4-1 football team in the league. Shout out to our guy, Entertainer Talking Sports. He said that in his latest tweet that blew up on Twitter. He said, hey, the worst 4-1 team in the NFL. You know what? We don't care for the worst 4-1 team, because all we care about is we're stacking those dubs and we're proving those doubters wrong. That's the only thing that matters as Giants fans. So I want to hear it in the comment section. Everybody tell me in the comment section how you feel about this Giants team. As if it's so damn satisfying for this team to go out there and prove those pundits wrong. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, the Giants organization, everybody right now is proving those doubters wrong. And I was one of those people that was a little bit of a doubter. And I'm so happy to be proven wrong right now. So I thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. This Victory Monday celebration. We're all getting used to this. And hell, we're damn sure enjoying this. Having a lot of Victory Mondays. Let's keep it going. Let's go New York Football Giants. Get ready for Baltimore next Sunday. Down in Baltimore, Maryland. Take it easy, everyone. And let's go New York Football Giants. Together Blue, everyone. Let's enjoy this 4-1 start of the season.